What is up, my bodyweight warriors, and welcome back to another video, another episode of this at-home workout series. Today we're going to be going over a more PNF, contract relax style of stretching routine to go along with the other 3 days that are already in this series. Day 1, we had a strength workout. Day 2, we had a kind of more dynamic flexibility workout. Day 3 was the isometric strength workout. Today, as I said, contract relax PNF sort of style. All of the details to the previous videos and anything I'm going to discuss in today's video will be linked in the description down below. But otherwise, let's jump straight into the routine. For this routine today, you're just going to need either a couple of yoga blocks or just a couple of more solid objects so we can elevate our different places or different pieces just to make the most out of the stretch and also adapt it to your level. So a couple of yoga blocks, a couple of cushions will do very nicely. Let's get going. So we're going to start off with just a couple of breath movements. And again, you can do this kneeling as I am now. If this is not comfortable for you, sit on a chair, sit on a sofa, or just do it standing. It will still work absolutely fine. So it's very similar to the one we did yesterday, the breath extensions, but we're going to do it just with our arms extended now. So what we're going to do first of all is we're going to breathe in and bring our arms all the way up. And we're going to extend through the spine. So if I just turn to the side, you can see. So bring my arms out, extend up and back. And so breathe out. I'm going to internally rotate my arms and come back in. So externally rotate, nice big circle, reach up, breathe out. Nice big circle again, come down. Getting 5 of these. Last one. Nice deep inhale. So in this position, we're going to sit up, going to grab, again you can do the standing, going to grab our hands behind our back. We're going to lift the chest up, pull the shoulder blades back, and we're going to try and extend those arms out. So we're going to lift our shoulders into extension. So I'm just going to move so you can see more sideways. So we come, we're going to extend, lift the chest, extend the hands out, open those shoulders up, and we can just hold this. Breathing. This is an active position, so I'm actively pulling my shoulder blades back with those traps on my back. I'm going to hold this for about 30 seconds. Keep that active contraction. Another 5 seconds or so. And then now, this next bit is when, if you're not already on the floor, you're gonna want to be on the floor for this bit. So come out of that stretch. If you haven't already, get yourself onto the floor. With the hands still behind us, what we're gonna do is we're gonna sit in a kneeling position. We're just gonna start to walk the hands back as far as we can, feel comfortable. The hands can go further apart, they don't have to stay together. We just want to move slightly deeper into that shoulder extension stretch. The first one was kind of an active position. This one we're just seeing how far passively we can get our hands backwards and open our shoulders into extension. So keep wiggling those fingers back until you feel a stretch over the biceps, over the pec. But make sure when you're doing this, you're still going to try and lift your chest up. You're not going to let yourself round and close into this position. Keep that chest nice and proud. Just going to hold this position for another 30 seconds or so. Another 5 seconds. Should be a nice stretch on this one. And then we're going to come into a downward dog position. Just
press back up. This one though, we're going to focus on the shoulders. We can bend the knees slightly and focus on pushing the shoulders down to the ground and really trying to open them up. You can move around a bit if you want. Really try to extend through the middle of that back. Then come on into an upward dog. Don't worry about if you didn't get much of a stretch, it's just a beginning position. Then we can chill around here just for 5-10 seconds. Again, pushing down away from the floor, pulling the shoulder blades back. Right, so we're going to go into a fully prone position now. So I'm going to come backwards and lie flat down on the ground. What we're going to do here is we're just going to work on actively opening up the shoulders. So what we're going to do is in this prone position, we're just going to squeeze our fists and then I'm going to try and lift my hands as high as I can. We're going to do that 3 reps. Each time we're going to lift as high as we can for 5 seconds, and then we're going to go into a stretch for the lats afterwards. So remember, squeeze your fist nice and high if you can. Turn it so the thumbs are going to face up at the sky. So 3 5-second lifts. Lift. Keep lifting. And relax. Should feel the traps back of the shoulders. That's what's doing the lifting. What? 2 more. Lift. And relax. Just going to relax for 5 seconds, then we're going to do 1 more. Lift. And relax. So it should feel those traps having to do some work. Even if you can just about lift just off the floor, or even if you're thinking about just lifting and the hand isn't moving, that thought alone is enough. Here we're going to want to grab those 2 yoga blocks, or just those 2 objects, roughly about 5 centimeters high. I'm just going to set them up in front of us here. We're going to want to be able to have them at a point in which we can get our elbows on top, and we're going to perform a prone butcher's block position. So I'll let you get that set up. The prone butcher's block position, just going to place both hands on the object, fix the fingers together, and then we're going to try and basically have our hands behind our head, and then from here we're going to push our shoulders down towards the ground. But when we push the shoulders down, I'm going to try and think about pulling the sternum in as well. So we're going to think about right here, our belly button. We're going to try and draw our belly button up towards our spine at the same time. So this is an active position. Push down. Hold. You should feel a nice stretch in the lats, right here in the triceps, the back of the shoulders. We're just going to keep holding this for about 30 seconds. Remember, keeping that active position. So drawing the belly button in, actively pulling the hands behind the back of the head, pushing the shoulder blades down. Another 5 seconds. We can come out of that stretch. We can place these blocks to the side. And then we're just going to come up onto our knees and we can go into just a bit of a cat stretch. So now we're going to take a little bit of that stretch away from the shoulders and into that thoracic spine. So we're just going to try and push our sternum down towards the ground. I'm going to arch our back. I'm just going to hold this very briefly for about 10 seconds. And then from here, we come forward. We're going to go up into that upward dog position again. Hold it very briefly, come onto our toes. And then we're going to press back into that downward dog. So we're going to stay in this downward dog position. But now we've done quite a lot of work on the shoulders, or enough work on the shoulders. We're going to look at the lower body a little bit. So we're going to go into these walking downward dog position. Again, this is not so important about the shoulders. We can just focus on the calves and the hamstrings. So just going to pause on the left side. Just going to hold this position. As you can come up with the shoulders, it's fine. We're just going to focus on leaning that foot as far as we can forward, feeling a stretch in the calves. Just going to hold this one for about 20 seconds or so. Keep holding. Keep trying to move that position forward. Feel the stretch. We're just looking for a bit more stretch in the calf than anything. I'm going to swap to the other side. So I'm firmly place that heel on the ground. Move forward. Feel that stretch. Keep the leg locked as well in this position. Another 10 seconds. And then after we've done this, we're going to look at stretching out the glutes. So we're going to take a lunge forward. But the lunge position is going to be almost directly in line with our back leg. So we're not having the lunge over as we usually would. We're actually going to drop from here. So we're going to have this leg over to the side. We're going to drop our knee to the side into what would be a pigeon position. So now, if you're a little bit tight, this is where those blocks or those cushions come in. We get our blocks and we can simply drop to the side and we place them at a position in which the blocks make it comfortable for our knee. We want as much as possible this front leg to be about 90 degrees. So we don't want this to come in loads. It's a common thing you see with the pigeon. If we come to this position, we want to keep that foot out at 90. Get as many blocks as you need to sit comfortably in this position. So I'll let you get that one set up. Just going to drop to this right hand side. I'm going to sit as much as we can in this pigeon position. So first of all, I'm going to sit nice and upright. What we're going to do from here, once you're in this position, we're going to do, again, 3 reps. We're going to hold it for 10 seconds each time. I'm going to try and think about squeezing the glute on this back leg, and this glute is going to push me forward. I'm going to try and twist into my front leg. So right foot forward, we're going to twist towards the right hand side. So we're going to twist, keep squeezing that glute on the back leg. Now hold for 10 seconds. Keep twisting. We're going to relax, come back to the center. You should feel as you twist into this front leg that the stretch gets more intense. So again, twist again. 10 seconds, squeeze that glute on the back leg. And come back to that center point. I'm going to do one last one. So again, twist, squeeze that glute. Keep squeezing, keep twisting as much as you can. And then come back to the center. We're going to come out of this stretch. Come back to that knee position. We're going to do the next side this time. So again, place that left leg forward. This time I'm going to go in line, if not slightly the other side of that back leg. Again, get your blocks if you need to, so you can elevate that foot up. In fact, for me, this side is a little bit tighter, so I'm going to start off with a block, just so I feel more comfortable in this position. I can always push myself the more sets I get into it. Drop that left knee to the side. You can sink down into this stretch. And then from here, once we're comfortable, you're going to twist towards that left-hand side, squeeze the glute on the right leg. You can hold, looking for that stretch in the glute, potentially down into the side of the leg as well. So squeeze the glute, twist. Hold it for 10 seconds. I'm going to come back to that center position. Just going to relax. If you can, try and drop deeper into the stretch. So you're going to twist again. Twist as much as you can, keeping that chest up, twisting, squeezing that glute to the left-hand side. Keep squeezing, keep twisting. Come back to that center. One more time on this left leg. And we're going to twist.
twisting, another 5 seconds. From here, I'm just going to come back. That's those glutes and that external rotation of the hip kind of worked on. From here, we're going to move into the hamstring. So for you guys, you can just stand up straight. I'm going to stand up and then also face you. And then from here, we're just going to chill out a little bit in our pike. So we're just going to move around gently. You can bend the knee, you can straighten the knee, you can just feel like we're going to get that connection between our stomach and our thighs that little bit closer. So just spend some time moving around. You can twist all the way around to the left if you want. All the way around to the right, do that a couple of times. Next, what we're going to do, you might need an object for. We're going to find a point that we can touch comfortably with our palms. So if you can touch palms to the floor quite comfortably, fantastic. If you are sort of getting your fingertips down, you're going to need these yoga blocks or some blocks again. So you're going to grab those blocks, something that you can press firmly into with the palms. If that's going to be this high, also absolutely fine. If you're really flexible, we can do this by elevating the feet and pressing down this way. So once you have your object, the height that you have, we're going to think about squeezing the quads, and then from here, we're going to try and press down into the ground. We're going to try and put as much pressure through our palms as we can. Try to push the floor away from you. Okay? We're going to do the same again, 3 reps of 5 seconds. I'm going to turn slightly to the side just so you guys can see a bit better. So just shoulder width apart with the feet, nothing, don't need to have them together. We're going to pull ourselves down, squeeze the quads first, then press down into the ground hard. 5 seconds. Keep pressing. Press, 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 press. Try and press the ground away and relax. We'll do another 2 of those. And press. Really try to squeeze those quads during this press. And relax. We'll do one last one. You can come out a bit, shake it off. One last one. Press the palms into the ground. Press, squeeze those quads. And relax. Then from here, depending on your level, you can shake this out a little bit if you want now. We're going to do some squat to pikes, and you can do this, but we need to have an anchor on with our hands. So you can either start by grabbing the ankles, and the more flexible you get, then we can start grabbing the toes, or alternatively you can get a full palm underneath the toes. From here, we're going to squat down a bit, feel the connection between the thigh and the stomach. From here, try to keep that connection and try to then extend the legs to straight. So again, I'm going to do these on blocks, just because it gives me a bit more of a challenge. So get yourself at the level you need to, extend, straighten the legs slightly, extend them, pull yourself down deeper, hold for a few seconds, and then go back to resting. We're going to make sure we keep those legs locked as well. So straighten, pull down, hold for a few seconds. We're going to do 5 of these. So come back. A little bit of a squat, which is enough to take the stretch off the hamstrings. That's 3. 2 more. When you're doing this, we still want to be thinking about squeezing those quads, pulling yourself deeper. And last one. And then just relax and do a bit more of a relaxed stretch. We can put these blocks just to the side for the moment. Cool. Shake that one off. It's quite an intense stretch for the hamstrings. Using the quads, the antagonist of the muscle that are stretching to help deepen the stretch. We're now going to go into a little bit of a stretch for the hip flexors. We're going to use the same tactic as well in this one. So we're going to start by stretching the right hand side. So we're going to go with left hip forward, left leg forward, right leg back, comfortable lunge position. If you want a yoga block just to feel comfortable in this position, that's fine. We're going to lunge forward, keeping the chest up. So we're in a point of stretch. We're just going to chill out for a second in this position. Now, This is the bit that's probably going to elicit some cramps, so I apologize in advance. We're just going to try and think about lifting the heel of the back leg up. Now, when we do this, we're going to make sure that we squeeze the glute first and we don't lose that connection of squeezing the glutes. We just lift up as far as we can. So if that for you is literally we're going to lift like this much, absolutely fine. But you should feel that, squeeze the glutes, push the hips forward. You should feel the stretch gets more intense. You might feel that the hamstring starts cramping as well. Cool. We're going to do 3 reps, 5 seconds, as high as you can lift that leg. So we're going to lift, keep squeezing that glute, keep lifting the heel as close as you can to the back leg, and then relax. And when we relax, we're going to chill in that stretch a bit more. Should feel like the stretch gets a little bit less. So we're going to lift again. And relax. So you can try and keep lifting that heel. You're going to try and get as close to your glutes as you can. Lift one more time. Lifting, keep pulling, feel that cramp. And relax. From here, I want you to go into a deeper deeper hip flexor stretch. If that for you means moving that back leg backwards, that's fine. Otherwise, it's going to involve you grabbing your foot with your opposite hand and pulling that heel closer to the glute, and then trying to stay square and just lean on into that stretch. But making sure you still stay nice and upright. I'm going to hold this one for about 30 seconds. If you can, try to have a little pressure on the glute on this back leg. Should feel a nice stretch over the hip flexor and quad here. If you have a sofa or something behind you, you can always rest this foot on the sofa when doing this stretch. That also works really nicely. If you can't get your hand to it, that is. Keep chilling for this another 10 seconds or so. And we're going to let that foot down and relax. We're going to now swap sides, so we're just going to go to the right hand side. Right foot goes forward. Come into that nice lunge position again. Feel yourself comfortably. And then from here, we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to feel out the stretch a bit. And we're going to squeeze that glute of the back leg. Squeeze this glute, and we're going to try and lift that foot up. We're going to hold for 5 seconds. 2. And my leg is starting to cramp. Lovely. Oh, man. Okay, lovely. If it cramps, just sit in it. You gotta embrace the suck. Again, we're going to lift 5 seconds. Keep lifting, pushing that hip forward and relax. Gives you one last one on this side. I know it sucks, there's the point. And lift. Keep lifting, keep going. Push that hip forward and relax. Same thing again, if you want to get this stretch deeper by putting the leg back and going deeper into stretch, or you rest the foot on the sofa or the chair, whatever you have, or if you can do, just grab that foot and ease on down into the stretch. Remember, this is a semi-active stretch, so we're going to try and keep that glute slightly squeezed on that back leg. We're just going to hold this one for about 30 seconds. Keep holding, another 5 seconds or so. Now we're going to let that foot go down. Lovely. We can come out of this stretch. From here, we can look at working a little bit of pancakes. So we're going to start in a standing straddle. For those of you who are tired, so again, standing straddle is as wide as you feel comfortable. Again, if you have a sofa or chair, you can sit back onto that sofa or chair, so you then have like a little bit more of a relaxed position. We're going to do the same thing as we did beforehand. So we're going to try and, just the same as the pike, when we were reaching, trying to press the palms to the floor. We're going to do the same thing in straddle. So we're going to reach forward
we're either going to sit back on a chair or a sofa, or if you're flexible, we can start in a seated pancake position. So I'm going to do seated, but you can do standing as well. The same drill is going to apply. So just follow the same technique. So we're going to come into our pancake position, get you a little bit more used to the stretch. And all we're going to do is we're going to try and reach as far forward as we can. So if you're standing, you're going to reach down towards the floor. Same thing, squeeze those quads and try to pull yourself deeper into the stretch. So we're going to do 3 reps of 5 seconds. So we're going to try and reach for 5, try and touch a point a little bit further away from you. Keep reaching into the stretch. Keep holding. And relax. Come a little bit out of it. Wiggle around, get comfortable. I'm going to do it again. So we're going to reach. Keep reaching. And relax. Come out a little bit of the stretch. We'll do one last one. So reach forward. Keep reaching. And relax. From here, if you're standing, you can grab your legs, you can grab your feet, grab something to pull you deeper into stretch. If you're sitting, very simply, gonna grab both hands on the feet. Just gonna help pull ourselves into the stretch a bit more. We're just gonna hold this last one for about 30 seconds. So if you're sitting or standing, just try and fold forward and hold. Feel that stretch. Hamstrings inside of the leg. Just gonna hold it for 30 seconds. Just keep the breathing nice and relaxed. So you can try and feel like you're gonna sink down deeper into the stretch the entire time. Another 10 seconds or so. And we come out of that stretch. Should feel a nice deep stretch. Hamstrings, adductors. You're going to want to come back onto the floor if you can. If you have something to sit against, like a wall, that's going to work really nicely as well. So sit against your wall. We're going to bring our feet into a tailor pose position, or a butterfly pose, whichever one you call it. So feet come into the middle. Oh, that was not done very well. Feet come into the middle. Bring the feet as close as feel comfortable. So the further the feet are away, a little bit nicer the stretch becomes. You're going to press down on the thighs. I'm just going to do a couple of gentle PNF stretches in this final position. So we're going to try and lift the thighs up. We're going to keep our hands in place. So we're not going to let them move anywhere. So we're going to lift the thighs up into the hands. I'm going to hold this for 5 seconds. And then we're going to squeeze our glutes and we're going to try and pull our knees down towards the floor whilst applying gentle pressure. So squeeze the glutes. And breathe out and just relax. I'm going to do another 2 of these. So pull the knees up. Contract the adductors, contract the inside of the leg, try to lift the knees up. Squeeze. And now squeeze the glutes and try to pull the knees down. And then breathe out and relax. And then we're going to do one last one. So we're going to try and pull those knees up. And then we're going to push the glutes. So push the knees down, pull the glutes. Squeeze them, trying to pull those knees down. Hold 5 seconds. And breathe out. We can just chill here for another 20 seconds or so. But you can kind of sit here as long as you feel like you want to. This one is one of those positions that is really great for opening up the hips, of splits for pancake. And those adductors, these muscles here, can be quite stubborn and they just need time and force to get down. If you want to, you can grab the feet, come forward a little bit, push the hips down, or the knees down using the elbows. But we're just gonna generally just chill and sit in this position, as long as you feel like you want to. But that is basically the routine. As always, all the details about everything, the previous videos, more details about this video, the link to the app, everything you guys need to know will be linked in the description down below. If you did enjoy this routine, you can always just hit that thumbs up button and support the channel. I would highly appreciate it, and also help out that YouTube algorithm. If you have any questions about today's video,
Feel free to leave a comment section down below, give any recommendations, any questions, any requests. I would love to hear them. Whilst you're down there, you can also hit that subscribe button. Don't miss out on the rest of this at-home workout program. We're gonna be posting every single day this week to give you a program that you can stick to for the next 3 or 4 weeks, or however long this needs to take to blow over. But that's basically been it for today, guys. I'll catch you in the next episode. Have a strong one, and